you ever asked yourself what are levels of learning within personal safety? Hello, my name is Amy S.P. Wilson, and I am the CEO of Safety Positive Foundation. Over my years of experience within personal safety and the world of blindness, I have come to discover that there are some misconceptions and myths that have been just sort of all over the place. And these levels of learning that I have come up with are in no particular, like, there's not a officialness to it. It's not a specific title to it. It's just a way to give some method to the madness within personal safety. Because if you look at martial arts, if you look at self-defense, if you look at this, that, or the other, it seems sort of randomness. And if you are not somebody that's really in depth into the world of personal safety and security, you really don't have a good handle on it. And even for someone like me who's been in it, I was even confused at times. And so what we did with Safety Positive Foundation is we wanted to give people somewhat of a basic understanding of what levels of learning could you sort of be at, because we wanted to give people a roadmap on a journey that they could go on. You know, where, like, if you just had a class one time and you wanted to go to, really getting serious about it, how could you go from point A to point Z? Like, where's the map? Where's the journey? And so, before I go on a tangent, here are our levels of learning. And again, this is just an outline, a method to the madness, and it is for fun. This is, I don't have a backing by a national association. It's not, there's no certification or anything to that. Again, it's just to give you some structure and understanding of what we're talking about when we're trying to help you to assess of where you want to go in your personal safety journey. There are 4 levels of learning that Safety Positive defines within its levels of learning. The first level is School of Hard Knocks. Now, this is where a majority of people within the blind community, or just people in general, find themselves at, where they have taken that class one time. They, it's whether in high school, they went to that class one time that weekend. Maybe there was a friend that took them to a martial arts class. They went to a safety education course in school. It was a one-off thing, something that didn't have a full-on curriculum to it. They got something from it, but wasn't enough to where there was maybe a certification to it, a full-on real backbone to it. Again, School of Hard Knocks. Life experience kind of got you through it, but nothing really with it. Again, School of Hard Knocks. Life sort of, you just get thrown at it. And that's where that name sort of came up with, because the majority of us go through the School of Hard Knocks. It's just, it is what it is, and there's not a rhyme or reason, but life takes us on that journey. And then our next level, and for those of you who know me, are probably going to chuckle just a little bit at this one, again, for those who know me, but our next level is the Fancy Fighters. And this level is for those that have completed some sort of self-defense program, safety education course, but this could be a weekend program, like a RAD program, maybe you went through the One Touch program where it was a 3-day training, some sort of self-defense program where it was a weekend thing, some sort of safety education course. Of course, as I'm making this video, the names are not coming to me, but that's how sometimes that works. But you completed something. You read through a full book. It wasn't a book you just picked up and you read the first chapter. We're talking you read the full book. And I know that there are books out there in the past. Maybe they're out of date, but you read the book. You read the full thing. You completed it. That's what we're looking for. That's that next step to where, it wasn't just a, well, I kind of did it. That's what separates you from the School of Hard Knocks. You finished it. You completed the thing. Where that's what we're looking for in that next layer. And again, going back to that School of Hard Knocks, like if you took a class at convention to where it was like a 2-hour workshop, that's still a School of Hard Knocks. That's not a fancy fighter. Fancy fighters put in the work. You're spending time and putting in the work. So fancy fighters are finishers. Now, what's separating you from that third layer? And the difference is essentially purpose and reason of what's separating you from it. So the third level is the warrior level. And those people are usually more into martial arts or really learning self-defense on an ongoing basis. We're looking at people who are training weekly, monthly, ongoing. And that's where that purpose basis becomes a thing. It's not, it goes beyond, your why is deeper. And you're going to have different conversations with people who are at the warrior level than you would with people who are at the School of Hard Knocks level. And that's kind of where, when I was thinking about it, that started to develop into it, because I want students to understand that, one, there's nothing wrong with being at different levels. 100% nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with being at those different levels, okay? But understand that where you're at in those levels, okay? That's the other part. You're not going to go from School of Hard Knocks level to warrior level overnight. Rome's not built in a day. Just never is. So warrior level, you're looking at training in, dojos. Maybe you're in an area where they're doing self-defense classes on an ongoing basis, which is a beautiful thing. But you're finding instructors, trainers, coaches in your local areas that are willing to work with you in that ongoing space. Very, very much a beautiful thing. So those 3 levels are for students. And again, no matter what level you're at, that's fine. Each person, that's why it's personal safety. It's a personal journey, and that's 100% all right. Now, our 4th level, and I'm not sure if it's like I'm not going to get in trouble for copyright or anything like that, but I truly believe that this is a way of life. It's something that once you've sort of committed to this as part of who you are, there's no going back. At least that's where it was for me. Once I decided that I was going to be teaching personal safety, that it was who I was. And once I decided I was going to be not only teaching personal safety, but being a teacher who was teaching it proactively, I really identified with the Spartans. And so I dubbed level 4 the Spartan level, because it's just, Spartans they're warriors at a whole other level. It is who they are at their core. And so, I mean, they're proactive about their personal safety, you know, men, women, children, like it is part of just who they are. And so level 4 is our Spartan level, and you can only be that level as an instructor. And I will say that as a safety positive instructor. I'm not going to claim that for any other program, for any other organization. Our instructors, our trainers specifically, because that is what we call our people, is our trainers, are Spartans, because they are taking a proactive approach to their own personal safety. And so I would consider them to be Spartans. So, and that doesn't mean that other people who teach personal safety are not Spartans. I'm not saying that, but I'm not going to claim for anybody else. I'm just claiming that my personal team of trainers, I would definitely say that they are at that Spartan level, because I know that they're not only teaching, but they're also training themselves in their own personal lives as well as myself. So those are our levels of learning, and that is something that moving as we move into the fall, we are going to start incorporating those levels of learning within our tea times. Because as I was saying earlier, you're going to have different conversations with people who are at different levels of learning. And we want to make sure, as the organization grows, as we bring more people in, that we're able to hold space for people at those different levels. It may not be something essentially we're going to be able to offer a whole lot in the early stages of our organization, but definitely next year we're going to be able to hold space for everybody at those levels of learning, because in my experience, I've talked to people at all levels of learning, and everybody wants to have discussions about a wide variety of topics when it comes to personal safety. And I've sat there and spent time and time again holding space for those people, because like I said, they want to have the conversations, and they're so excited and they're passionate to just discuss and talk because they're passionate. And either that, or if they're not passionate, they're curious, and they want to just talk with other people to find out, you know, where are they at and what do they think, and get their perspective, or, you know, what do you think about this or that or the other. And so let's hold space for these discussions, because they're so important, not just for ourselves, but others, and to just share these ideas. And I could go on and on. I mean, if you can't tell, I'm very passionate about it myself. So, levels of learning, they are important. Again, you can't go from one level to jump to the others overnight. It does take time. We very much here at Safety Positive Foundation want to guide you along that as one of our services. And so if that's something you're interested in, you can feel free to reach out to us. I hope this has been very helpful for you. Again, these levels are not anything official. It's just something fun to get you to think about, to expand your mind, to give you a different perspective. And leave us a comment. Let us know if you have other thoughts about, you know, some of the names, or what else you feel could be included. It's a growing idea, it's evolving, but I'm sure other people have other ideas of what can be included. And I'll probably do an updated video a year from now, and we'll see how this idea kind of evolves. But yeah, until next time, we look forward to your feedback, and stay safe and keep it safety positive, and bye.